Alright, good early afternoon. It is Thursday, it's 12:15 on the East Coast, and just thought I'd do a little out-of-the-park baseball and something a little bit modern, at least by the standards of this channel. So a little doubleheader, hopefully, we'll see. So game one's going to be Red Sox versus the Indians, and yes, even though this is out-of-the-park 24, you can see they are called the Cleveland Indians. So yes, you can do that. So we need to turn on... or do we? Let's see. Do we want to? Alright. Nope. Alright, so obviously here, just want to check something there. Anyhow, so no DH, obviously, and we're playing in Cleveland, so let's get this going. So leading off, and left field, Carl Yastrzemski, and second, batting second. At first base, George the Boomer Scott. Batting third in center field, Reggie Smith. Batting cleanup at third base, Rico Petrocelli. Batting fifth in right field, Joe LaHood. Batting sixth, shortstop, Luis Aparicio. Batting seventh, second baseman, Doug Griffin. Batting eighth, catching Dwayne Josephson. And batting ninth, and pitching is Sonny Siebert. Siebert, not even sure here. Oh, let me see. I just want to see something. Sorry. Very, very, very early here. Okay, so Siebert in 1970 with Boston went 15-8. So with a 3.44 earned run average. Hey, there's Aaron Reed. Welcome in. All right, and for the Cleveland Indians, leading off at center field, Vada Pinson. Batting second at first base, Chris Chambliss. Batting third at third base, Greg Nettles. Batting fourth, Roy Foster in right field. Batting fifth, Fred Stanley plays shortstop at left field. And batting sixth, Ted Ulander. Batting seventh and catching, Ray Fosse. Batting eighth, second baseman Eddie Leon. And batting ninth and pitching, Ray Lamb. Ray Lamb in 1970 with the Los Angeles Dodgers, 6 wins, 1 loss, with an ERA of 3.79. There's Mark Roberts, and a business person's special doubleheader. Let's go. Absolutely. Mark Roberts says, hey, Beatles, just got done calling a game on the show, all-time Red Sox versus all-time Tigers. Mark, I didn't know you were doing broadcasting, man. I got to get on your channel. I had no idea. So, wow, something to subscribe to here. And all-time Red Sox, all-time Tigers. Sounds like a great one. So, yeah, Mark, I had no idea. No idea whatsoever. So, what's the name of your channel? Please let us know so that way we can subscribe. Okay, still, I want to subscribe. I had no idea you had a YouTube channel. I really didn't. So just what's the name of it? If it's Mark Roberts, I'll definitely subscribe. All right, let's get to the ballpark. And let's do this Red Sox Indians games. And yes, I don't know if you caught my stream yesterday. While you can't change this logo, at least right out of the rip, I'm looking for a way to do that. You can at least change the name of Cleveland to the Indians, even in this. So here we go. Oh, then I'm not receiving notifications, Mark. I've got to figure out. So let's figure out what's going on. All right, so here we are at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, and Carl Yastrzemski will lead it off here. Yastrzemski is 1 for 4 here in the 1971 season, hitting .250. Ray Lamb is ready to go here, and let's do our quick pan around at this huge, huge ballpark, a capacity of 70,000 in Cleveland at the time. And here we go. Here's the pitch. Yastrzemski swings, and this one a soft little bouncer to second, and up with it. And is Eddie Leon on to Chris Chambliss to retire Yastrzemski for 1 out? Yes, he is. Yastrzemski, one of the great one. Yeah, actually, so you're going to hear the sound cut out for a second. Going to go to Baseball Reference here. All right, and we'll just look up one. We'll just look up Vada Pinson, because I always associate him with the Reds. But yeah, definitely a very, very long career. And indeed, in 1971, he played with the Cleveland Indians. Aaron? All right, back to game action now, and here's George the Boomer Scott. Off to an 0-for-4 start. Ray Lamb peers in, has the side from Ray Fosse, the 3-0 delivery to Scott. And Scott swings, hard grounder to third. And up with it is Nettles, and fires onto Scott for out number 2. Fires onto Chambliss for out number 2, retiring George Scott. Reggie Smith now 2-for-4 in this season. 2 down here in the top of the first in Cleveland. And here is the 1-2 pitch to Reggie Smith. Smith swings, and this one fly ball to center. Going back on it, and this one over his head. Looks like he misjudged the fly ball, and Smith is going for 3, and Smith will get in there. So Pinson chasing it back on the track, but he got a late start on it, and Reggie Smith with a 2-out triple for the Red Sox as Rico Petrocelli steps in. 1 for 3 for Petrocelli. So Boston with possibly a run just 90 feet away. Ray Lamb from the stretch in the 0-1, and Petrocelli sends this high to center field, and it looks like Pinson has judged this one properly and makes the catch. Side retire. So the Boston Red Sox waste a triple. When we go to the bottom of the first inning, it's the Red Sox nothing. The Cleveland Indians coming to bat. Sonny Siebert finishing his warm-up pitches as Vada Pinson steps in. And the center fielder is 2-for-5 with a run batted in the early season. In our second game, it's Pirates-Phillies. The Pirates are 1-0 and the Phillies 0-1. Sonny Siebert delivers now to Vada Pinson. The lefty swings, hard ground ball to short. Aparicio up with it and fires onto George Scott in plenty of time for out number 1. Good old Vada Pinson at the plate. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. All right, here is Chris Chambliss. Chambliss, best known as a New York Yankee, but hitting 2-for-5 in the series, or in the season thus far. Siebert deals, and bases empty. Chambliss swings, little roller to third, and gloved is Petrocelli, and little zinger on there to George Scott for the 5-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down for Craig Nettles now, 2-for-4. Siebert deals to Nettles. Nettles swings on this first pitch. This will be lined between first and second for a base hit. So first hit by the Indians in this game. 2 down for Ray Foster. Foster 1 for 3. Aparicio, one of a kind, long career, great player, Hall of Famer, of course. As Aaron Reed says that Chris Chambliss last played with the Braves in the 1980s. All right, Nettles leads off first. Siebert with a check of the runner. Full count on George Foster, and ball 4 missing inside. So 2 aboard, and here's Fred Stanley now, the shortstop, 1 for 3. Nettles at second, Foster at first. Siebert with a 3-2 pitch. Fred Stanley lines this one center field. Stanley could get an RBI out of this one, and indeed he will. The throw will reach the cutoff man. Craig Nettles comes in to score. Stanley with the RBI single, and the Indians leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Mark Roberts says, Beatles, I just want to know, I can really enjoy your content, and every day when you upload it makes me have a good time even when I don't have good days, and I thank you for that. Always, Mark, that's the idea of what I do. So thank you, man. And looking forward to your stuff. I did not know. I guess I subscribed to you, but I didn't realize you were doing stuff, so I've got to make sure I'm getting all notifications. Hey, there's Cousin Ken Castro. Oh, thank you, Robbie. Robbie Nye says, hello, love your videos and love this game. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate it. Cousin, hope you're doing well. And tonight, hopefully, we'll be returning 1907 Cubs, 1908 Cleveland Naps. Yeah, took a couple days off. I was actually not feeling well yesterday. I did do a sort of very long out-of-the-park tutorial type thing in response to a Dave Gardner video, but I wanted to come on last night, but I was just absolutely knackered. So welcome in, guys. A little business person's doubleheader today. Game 2 will be the Pirates versus the Phillies. So both games in 1971. All right, here we go now. 2 down, runners at the corners. The Indians with a run in. Ray Foster's at third. Fred Stanley at first, as Ted Eulander steps in, wearing his Minnesota Twins livery. So he's off to a 1-for-4 start here in the 1971 season. Siebert from the stretch in the 0-1 to Eulander. And Eulander sends this one out to right field, and just pacing in a little bit on it is LaHood to make the catch. Side retired, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left, and the Cleveland Indians take a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the 2nd inning. And Joe LaHood, who made that final put out in the first, leads it off here for Boston in the top of the 2nd inning. LaHood 1 for 3. And let's look at his numbers for last year. Last year, looks like he was in the minor leagues. 17 home runs for him last year. Ray Lamb with the 1-2 delivery to LaHood. And LaHood sends this one high and deep to right, back at the track, looking up, and this one is gone about 4 rows back. And the Red Sox tie it up with a Joe LaHood homer. This one going 400 feet to right field. So touch 'em all, Joe. Let's have a look at that bomb to right field again. Exit velocity on this was 103 miles an hour. And there she blows. All right, 1-1 your score, and here's Hall of Fame shortstop Luis Aparicio. 1 for 3 starts of the season for him. Ray Lamb touched up for that solo shot. We are tied at 1 here in the 2nd. Lamb into his wind, and the 1-0 delivery. Aparicio sends this one, sinking liner to center, and Vada Pinson making a great play out there in center. So 1 out. Of course, that gold glove out there, and a gold glove in catcher Ray Fosse. Doug Griffin now steps in. 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to Griffin. Griffin cuts on this one. Fly ball to semi-deep right, and now coming in just a tad is Roy Foster for out number 2. All right, catcher Dwayne Josephson steps in now with 2 down, 1 for 4 in the season. Ray Lamb with the 1-2 delivery to Josephson. Fastball, cut on, strike 3. So a run on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. The Red Sox tie it up. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. It's 1-1. Cleveland will send up Ray Fosse to lead it off. Fosse, 1 for 4. Of course, you remember in that All-Star game when Pete Rose plowed over Ray Fosse. A lot of people calling that a bit of a, well, let's be honest, a bit of a dick move, and I think it was for the All-Star game. Sonny Siebert deals. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Fosse. And the Cleveland catcher fouls this one on the right-hand side, going over, and making the play by the stands is Josephson. So that is out number 1 as Dwayne makes that catch. And here's Eddie Leon, second baseman, 0 for 2. Sonny Siebert with the 1-0 delivery. Leon cuts on this one, liner to center field, and stretching out and making a brilliant catch. What a catch by Reggie Smith. Let's have a look at that one again. Full extension on that catch in center field. And I mean, this ball, 104 miles an hour, it was traveling, and bam, just laying it out right on the grass. So great play by Reggie Smith, sporting that gold glove out there. The other 2 gold gloves on this starting squad here, Luis Aparicio at short and George Scott at first. 2 down for pitcher Ray Lamb, making his first plate appearance. Siebert deals the 0-1. Lamb swings, and this one high fly ball to right field, and plenty of time to camp under it and make the easy catch as Joe LaHood. So the inning is over, and we go to the top of the third inning. We are still tied at 1. And Sonny Siebert will start it off here for Boston. And back at the top of the order, Carl Yastrzemski and George the Boomer Scott. Ray Lamb pitches to his opposite number. 3-2 count on Siebert. Siebert swing and a miss. So fastball. And Siebert comes up with nothing but air. And we go back to the top of the order and Captain Carl Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski nothing for 1. Ray Lamb winds and fires to Yastrzemski. Grounded out his last time up, and this time he's going to also, no, he will not ground to second this time. So Leon cannot get to it cleanly. So the scorer is going to give that one a hit. Interestingly, probably should have been an error, but the scorer feeling that that's a play that Leon couldn't have made. So they award Yastrzemski the hit. That's number 3 for Boston. And here's George Scott, still waiting for his first hit of the season, and a dangerous bat he is. Yastrzemski leads off first. Lamb checks the runner, sets and delivers the 1-1. Yastrzemski pops this into shallow right, and angling under this one and making the play is Eddie Leon. So 2 down. Yastrzemski staying at first, and here's Reggie Smith. Smith 1 for 1. Ray Lamb deals. Smith tripled his last time up, and this one lined right to second base. Eddie Leon very, very busy there at second base. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on, and Cleveland and Boston tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And, hey, Bernard, I'm feeling marginally better. When is your next game, Bernard? Because I don't want to be broadcasting over it or anything. So Bernard doing 2 different Red Sox replays, guys, on 2 different baseball programs. First, his 1950 Red Sox replay being done on PC Replay Baseball, and the other one on Action PC Baseball, the 1912 Boston Red Sox. So Bernard does great stuff. So check it out. Subscribe to that channel, please. Mark Roberts, didn't realize he was doing some stuff, MLB The Show, so he's going to be uploading a video later on today. I've got to make sure that I get to make sure I'm getting all notifications on that. All-time Red Sox versus all-time Tigers and MLB The Show. All right, Vada Pinson, nothing for 1. Pinson making a great play. Or I'm sorry, it was Reggie Smith making that great play, but Pinson also flashing some leather out there as well. Sonny Siebert deals to Pinson the 2-1 pitch. Pinson swings, and this one, fly ball to right, fairly deep, but Joe LaHood has it, calling off Reggie Smith for the first out of the inning. Bernard says tonight live 1912 at 10 p.m. Eastern, and then tomorrow 1950 at 1:30 p.m. All right, so since Bernard's doing a live game tonight of 1912 at 10 p.m., I won't be broadcasting. I will be there. So, guys, join us for some dead ball action on Bernard Strom's sports replays. So you guys know I do a lot of dead ball on this channel, but when somebody else is doing it, I will preempt what I'm doing. After Bernard's game tonight, I'll probably be doing something either in Baseball for Windows or MLB The Show. So tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, the 1912 Boston Red Sox. What a great squad they were, and what a great World Series that was, meeting a rather formidable New York Giants. Mathewson, Marquardt, I mean, tough team. But one of the Red Sox secret weapons, just one of them, was Smokey Joe Wood in 1912. All right, Chris Chambliss batting with 1 down. Base is empty. Right-hander Siebert has the sign from Dwayne Josephson. He winds and fires the 1-0 to Chambliss. Chambliss swings. This one is sinking liner to left, and laying out and making a fantastic catch is Carl Yastrzemski. And just barely holding on to that one. So let's look at Yastrzemski. So a lot of leather being flashed here in Cleveland. Watch Yaz right out and makes the catch, holding it up, a little snow cone in the glove. All right, 2 outs here for Craig Nettles now, who is 1 for 1. Sonny Siebert's pitch. And fastball. This one sent high to left, back on it, toward the track, toward the wall, and Yastrzemski just can't get to this one, and this one will get out of here 386 feet, and the Indians jump back into the lead here in the bottom of the second. It's 2-1, or bottom of the third, and it's 2-1. Your broadcaster's still a bit woozy from all the stuff I'm taking to get rid of this summertime flu or cold. All right, right fielder Roy Foster now. Sonny Siebert has walked 1 batter, and that was Roy Foster. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Foster swings, and this one just a blooper into left. That one's going to get down for a base hit. So a little Cleveland hitting attack here. That's number 4. Tight ball game here, though. Foster will he'll pick his places to steal. For the Indians last year, a 268 average. All right, here comes Fred Stanley now. Fred Stanley in this game is 1 for 1 with a run batted in. Sonny Siebert checks Foster at first. 2 down, 1 in for Cleveland. It's 2-1. And here it comes. Stanley swings. This one a slow grounder to second, but plenty of time for Griffin to make the play. Side retire, but the Indians pick up another run and now lead the Boston Red Sox 2-1 as we go to the top of the 4th inning here, Cleveland Municipal Stadium. So, Bernard, looking forward to your game tonight. So again, no game on my channel at my usual time. And I don't want to go before Bernard in case something I'm doing running into extra innings. So 1912 baseball. Looking forward to it. And then tomorrow at 1:30, again, that's 1950s Red Sox. So Red Sox fans, you should have a ball. All right. Rico Petrocelli now. Petrocelli, nothing for 1. Ray Lamb has struck out 2 in 3 innings of work. The righty into his windup. Here's the full count to Rico Petrocelli. Flied out as last time. Petrocelli looks at ball 4. So leadoff walk for Boston here in the 4th, and it brings up Joe LaHood. LaHood already a solo home run in this game, so 1 for 1. Petrocelli, no speed at first. Ray Lamb, the 3-0 delivery to LaHood. And fastball misses outside. So Petrocelli moves to second as LaHood ambles down to first. 2 on for the Boston Red Sox. And here's Luis Aparicio. Nothing for 1. Ray Lamb sets and fires. The 0-1 Aparicio shows bunt. This one going down foul in the third base line. Count 0-2 now in the great shortstop. Ray Lamb with the 1-2. And this one grounded to second. And this is going to be a 2 ball quite easily. So Aparicio into the double play. The 6-4-3. Petrocelli moves to third, 2 down. And Doug Griffin now 0 for 1 in the contest. Ray Lamb working out of the stretch in the 2-1 pitch to Griffin. Griffin swings, and this one a little soft fly ball out to center field, and coming in on it just a little bit is Vada Pinson and makes it for the catch. So 2 base runners in the innings, but Boston fails to capitalize. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Indians 2 and the Red Sox 1. And again, if anybody wants to know how to change the Guardians name to the Indians, just let me know, and I'll be glad to show you how to do that again. It's real simple. Changing the logo is another thing altogether. Still trying to work on that because of Cleveland's demand that anything that would show Chief Wahoo in this game. But they could have allowed other logos, but I'm working on figuring that one out. Ted Ulander will lead it off here. He is 0 for 1. Sonny Siebert with a walk, no strikeouts. And Siebert down a run here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And this one lined into center field. Base hit for Ted Ulander. This one just getting past Luis Aparicio. So a runner aboard for Cleveland. And here's Ray Fosse. Fosse nothing for one. Ulander average speed at first. Siebert nonetheless checks the runner. Sets and the 0-2. Ray Fosse, and Ulander was moving with the pitch, but he's going to have to get back as this gentle fly ball ends up in the glove of center fielder Reggie Smith. So firing strong to George Scott, trying to double up Ulander, but Ulander able to get back. So 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the 4th inning as Eddie Leon steps in, 0 for 1. Sonny Siebert deals to him. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on, lined right to short. And Luis Aparicio making a nice play on that bullet. 2 down. Ulander remains at first as Ray Lamb steps in now. Nothing for 1 for him. Siebert deals to his opposite number, the 2-0. Lamb swings. Routine ground ball to second base. And Griffin will fire to Scott in the 4-3 putout. No runs, a hit, no errors. A runner left. And we go to the 5th inning, and it's still the Cleveland Indians 2, the Boston Red Sox 1. Ken Castro says, I believe Ulander was the first to challenge using players' names in tabletop gaming. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm saying the name correctly. I have no idea. But he was saying using, so I didn't know that, so he challenged that. That's kind of strange. I mean, because I know they have some licensing issues going on with games that are, especially you see that with MLB The Show, but it was always my understanding that you were a public figure, and so your name could be used in certain respects as long as there was no slander or libel. Huh. And his daughter was a world-class luger. One of the guitar players in a band that I was in, his son is very much into that, actually, and was actually in the Olympics, was in the Winter Olympics. All right, Dwayne Josephson now leads it off. He is nothing for 1. Ray Lamb equal on 2 sides of the ledger with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. Here's the pitch to Dwayne Josephson. Josephson swinging on the first pitch, and this one, high fly ball to center, ranging in and to his left. Vada Pinson making the great catch out there. So showing why he has that gold glove. 1 away here. Sonny Siebert now, nothing for 1. Lamb deals to Siebert. Siebert swings, hard grounder to third, and this one taken on a short hop and a nice play by Greg Nettles. He gets him just in time. Good glove work there at third base by Nettles, who has superb defense. Strong infield at second and third here for these Cleveland Indians. So it's Ulander. Okay, cool. All right. Back at the top of the order now for the Scarlet Hosen, Carl Yastrzemski, who is 1 for 2. 2 down here, 2-1 Cleveland lead. Ray Lamb kicks and deals. Fastball misses, inside and low. So third walk issued by Ray Lamb in this game. Yastrzemski trots down to first. Good crowd here today at Cleveland. Let's check our out-of-town scoreboard. Minnesota, the White Sox. We may not be doing Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, as that's the other game going on, so we'll pick another one. So no scores yet. Everybody just getting started. I forgot to turn that off, so probably won't be a Pirates-Phillies game unless this one gets through, and we'll catch it at some point. Anyhow, Ken says as far as cards and dice go, companies began binding their cards or ratings, etc. in book form to escape the license agreement at the time. Interesting. Aaron Reed says, I read once that during the 1994 strike, if you crossed the picket line as a replacement player, your name could not be used in any video or tabletop games. Yes, that is true. Because of the players' union. You would be crossing the line, you would be a scab. Let me see. So I'm not gonna worry about changing this yet because we'll finish the day and we'll just do the Pirates Phillies on the next day of this. All right, because I know Cousin Ken, Phillies fan. I'm a Pirates fan, so there you go. All right, George the Boomer Scott, nothing for 2. 2 down, Yastrzemski at first. Ray Lamb deals the 2-2 pitch, and Yastrzemski sends this one out to right center field, and angling to his left is Vada Pinson. Foster coming over. Pinson calls him off and makes a running catch. So the Boston fifth is over. They get a walk, leave a runner, and do nothing with it. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Cleveland still edging Boston 2-1 as Vada Pinson, the leadoff hitter, comes up for Cleveland. So it'll be Pinson, Chambliss, and Nettles due up. So a red and 2 Yankees. You might want to think of it as that way. Sonny Siebert into his windup. Pinson flied out his last time up, and looks like he's going to do so again. Fly ball center, and running in on this is Reggie Smith. Taps the glove and makes the catch. So 1 away. Thank you, Ken. Says please hit the like button, kids. Thank you, cousin. Appreciate that. All right. Chris Chambliss now nothing for 2. Chambliss cuts on this one, and long fly ball to center field, back at the track, and you can kiss it goodbye. And the Indians pad their lead. This one a 440-foot shot. Chris Chambliss with the home run, and Cleveland now, much to the chagrin of Boston Red Sox fans, the few that are in the park, leading this one 3-1. Have a look at that one. Always nice to look at that exit velocity, and it's 109.4 miles an hour. This one almost a dead center, and this a big ballpark. So touch 'em all, Mr. Chambliss. Craig Nettles now. Yeah, I know, Bernard. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the boo. All right. So Craig Nettles, perfect 2 for 2 at the plate today with a run batted in. Siebert winds and fires. Chambliss sends this one hard ground ball to center, or to short. I'm sorry. My God, I got to get off this cold medicine. Aparicio takes it, fires on to George Scott to retire Nettles for the second out of the inning. Roy Foster now 1 for 1. Siebert with the 1-0 delivery. And this one, sinking liner to center field, but this one into the glove of Reggie Smith. But a run and nobody left on. Cleveland adding to its lead as we will go to the 6th inning. Cleveland Indians 3, Boston Red Sox 1. All right. Also, there's just really quickly for you out of the park aficionados, there's a little bug that will happen sometimes that will say that a player, and we ran into this yesterday when I was doing this long video, that a player is designated for assignment, you need to go and take care of it. Well, the problem is there's no way you can tell which player right off is. So I have 2 workarounds for it. If anybody's interested, I will let you know how to work around that pesky little issue. It's not a big deal at all. All right, so Reggie Smith here leads it off in the top of the 6th, the center fielder for the Red Sox, 1 for 2. Sox still in this game by all means. Ray Lamb winds and fires. Smith swings in the first pitch. This one popped high. This one will bring rain on the infield. They might have to bring out the tarps if this one ever lands, and indeed it does, into the glove of Eddie Leon for out number 1. All right, Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli, nothing for 1. Petrocelli, part of that great Boston 1967 Impossible Dream Team, and if you're into that team, you will have seen our Red Sox fan play a lot with them, and an excellent team that they fell short, but what a great team and a fun one to manage. I like to leave that one to Red Sox fans, though. All right, here's the 3-0 pitch. And this one, fastball missing outside. This one missing kind of high, actually, too. So Petrocelli aboard. That's walk number 4 issued by Ray Lamb as Joe LaHood steps in. Had that solo shot in this game. Petrocelli, no speed. Ray Lim with the 3-2 pitch to LaHood. And LaHood sends this fly ball out to center field. Ranging back now in, twisting under the ball is Vada Pinson. Making the catch, 2 out. Petrocelli gets back to first base for Luis Aparicio. 0-for-2. Ray Lim with the 1-0 delivery now. And Aparicio lines this one, and this one will get down for a base hit into center field. The throw will hit the cutoff man, keeping Petrocelli at second. So 2 on now for the Boston Red Sox, and it brings up Doug Griffin, who is 0-for-2. Griffin would certainly like to close the gap here. Rather below average power, decent contact. Ray Lim with a check of the runners. And he sets and fires. And Griffin scorches this one to left field. This is going to make it to the corner. The Red Sox are going to at least pick up 1 run, possibly 2, coming around. And the throw to the plate. And Aparicio is safe. And the Red Sox tie it up here in the 6th, thanks to the RBI double, 2 RBI double by Doug Griffin. So it is now 3-3. This is 1971. Al, Red Sox fan, I was just talking about you and how I've had fun watching you managing the 1967 Impossible Dream Team. I was just talking about Rico Petrocelli. All right, redoing 1971 mainly on the National League side, but going to be doing some American League games. Just mixing it up a little bit, my friend. Hope you are doing well. All right. As Bernard Strom says, yeah. And our Red Sox fan says, laugh out loud. Griffin says, take that, Mr. Announcer. How about it? Doug Griffin, I'm talking about that low power, and he absolutely just drills one into the corner here at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. All right, Doug Griffin perched out there on second. He's got to be sporting a big grin right now as Dwayne Josephson steps in, the catcher. 0-for-2. Ray Lim with a check of Griffin. Griffin has a little bit of speed out there. And here's the 3-2 pitch, and Josephson lines this one to right and back on it, and camping under it is George Foster to make the catch. So inning over, 2 runs, or I'm sorry, Roy Foster, 2 runs, 2 hits, and a walk, a runner left on, but the Red Sox here in the 6th have tied it up, knotted at 3. And Fred Stanley here will lead it off in the bottom of the 6th for the Cleveland Indians. And again, if anybody wants to know, I can show you how to change the name Guardians to Indians for any season that you're playing. So just let me know if you're an out-of-the-park player. And if it doesn't matter to you, no problem. All right, so Fred Stanley, anyhow, 1-for-2 with a run batted in this game. Sonny Siebert has walked 1, hasn't struck out anyone. The 2-2 pitch. And Fred Stanley, a whiff and a miss. Nice changeup in there. So Sonny Siebert pulling the string and picking up his first K of the contest. Let's have a quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard here. 3-1 Montreal over the Mets in the 6th. The White Sox over the Twins 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh scoreless. Should be our next game, hopefully. Chicago and Houston also scoreless. And the Giants and Padres scoreless. All right, back to game action. Ted Ulander in now. Now he's 1-for-2. Sonny Siebert sets and fires. Ulander single back in the 4th. He swings here. Hard ground ball to first. Eons of time for Scott to take this and run to the base unassisted. So 2 down here for the Indians as Ray Fosse steps in. Fosse 0-for-2. Sonny Siebert winds and delivers. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Fastball cut on, and this one should get down for a base hit, and indeed it does. So Ray Fosse picking up the 7th hit for the Cleveland Indians. So 2 out, runner on first, and Eddie Leon strides to the plate. Cleveland second baseman 0-for-2 today, 0-for-4 in this young season. Siebert deals the 2-2 pitch. And this one Easy grounder to third, and Petrocelli fires to second. They get Fosse, and that is all for Cleveland here in the home half of the sixth. They get a hit and strand one, and we go to the top of the seventh. And it is 3-3. Could we be getting extras here? All right. Siebert, nothing for two. Ray Lamb into his windup. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And this one painting the black on the outside corner. So Ray Lamb picking up strikeout number 3. Joe Murdy, hey there, Beatles. Hope you're doing somewhat better today than yesterday. Sent you something in your email for history collection. Enjoy. Thank you, Joe. I'll definitely check that out this afternoon. Appreciate it, my friend, and welcome into the broadcast. Just to catch you up, everybody, a couple broadcasts. Mark Roberts will have all-time great Red Sox versus all-time great Tigers on MLB The Show. He's uploading that at some point today. Tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern, Bernard Stroom's Sports Replays will be doing a live on Action PC Baseball, the 1912 Red Sox. Tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. on PC Replay Baseball, the 1950 Red Sox. Also, RJO Network will be on tonight. So it'll be cool. RJO Network tonight, and then Bernard Stroom. And not sure what our Red Sox fan is doing. Hopefully, he'll be doing something. Maybe get a little bit of a triple header of baseball tonight. That'd be awesome. All right. Captain Carl was 1 for 2. We're back at the top of the Red Sox order here in the visitors' half of the seventh. One away. Ray Lamb with the 2-2 delivery to Yaz. Yastrzemski swings, and this one just a little number back to the mound, but Yastrzemski's going to beat this one out. Infield single for Yastrzemski. So that's hit number 6 for Boston, and I do believe that's Yastrzemski's second infield hit in this game. Oh, yeah, Bucks and Phillies in a bit coming up, definitely. And Cousin Ken saying that he has the Yankees, Jack Cheesebro, and the Tigers, Hooks Das, and at-bats on the table right now. Both teams deadlocked for first in the American League. I've got to be rooting for the Tigers, obviously, in that one, and Hooks Das. Definitely Tigers. Go Yanks, or go Tigers, go Tigers. Cheesebro is tough, though. What a tough pitcher he is. Hooks Das, no slouch, but one of them is in the Hall of Fame, and it's not Hooks, unfortunately. All right, keep us up to date, Ken. Roll it up, man. All right. Yastrzemski on at first, 1 out. George the Boomer Scott, who is nothing for 3. Ray Lamb with a 2-2 delivery. Scott swings right through this. Nice slider. And now we have a pinch hitter. So Rick Sawyer will come in and Ray Lamb's day is done. Pardon me, still got the flu, guys. Doing my best here. So Rick Sawyer making his first appearance here for Cleveland. Very, very first appearance. All right, 2 down, Yastrzemski at first. And there goes Yastrzemski. The throw down by Fosse's not going to be in time. And Yastrzemski has his first stolen base of the season. So Yaz looking to break up this tie here in the 7th. Reggie Smith now. Rick Sawyer deals to Smith. Smith swings. This one, a liner to left. Will it get down for a base hit? It will. Yastrzemski is rounding third, and he will score easily, miles ahead of the throw, actually. And the Boston Red Sox here in the top of the 7th jump into the lead. It's now 4-3. So that steal from Carl Yastrzemski proving large. And you know what? I think the stolen base has become underused, and certainly its importance can't be stressed enough. I watched a game yesterday on Legend Sports Universe where a steal by Darryl Strawberry really made all the difference in that game, and actually, let's say, opened it up a little bit. There's Big Clue. Afternoon, Big Clue. Good to see you. Yeah, you know what? Pirates tried to come back, though, but yeah, blowing that lead. Hey, we still got, again, big clue. I'm still happy with the club. I mean, we're not laying down. We took care of the Dodgers the other night. Still a good team. We're not where you guys are or what have you, but still have, it's baseball. Going to happen. Yeah, Yastrzemski had some speed. Yep. It happens, big clue. It happens. Again, I'm just enjoying the ride. This Pirates team feels so much better than last year. And as I said, I didn't expect them to compete when they had that hot April. So, good stuff. Well, you guys are doing better than we are, but no measuring sticks at all, my friend. The Pirates just they're kind of just streaky, and but I like the look of this club. Hopefully we don't have a fire sale. Hopefully Nutting, because he's extended Reynolds' contract. We'll see what happens, though. All right, Petrocelli batting with 2 down. Reggie Smith at first. Smith has some speed as well, too, by the way. All right, Rick Sawyer's 3-1 delivery. And this was ball 4. So Reggie Smith will go to second. And Petrocelli drawing the walk, gets the first. And here's Joe LaHood, 1 for 2. He had that solo shot that gave Boston, tying it up for Boston in the second. Cleveland scoring a run in the bottom of the first. Rick Sawyer deals. Here's the 1-2 pitch to LaHood. Flied out his last time up and tried to hold up, and they say he went around. So Boston does get a run on 2 hits. They left 2 on, but they pulled ahead 4-3 as we have a little 7th inning stretch. And your score, the Boston Red Sox over the Cleveland Indians, 4-3, 1971. Be right back. Right, as long as it's not the Brew Crew. One thing that even though Clue and I are both National League Central rivals, Pirates and Reds, we both have a strong. Actually, all of the National League Central hates the Brewers except for the Brewers. So there you go. All right. Obviously, this is the wrong Frank Baker. This picture of Frank Baker. So. I need to remember to change that at some point. This happens to be Home Run Baker. So just like in Action PC, you will sometimes get photo assignments that are wrong. So I will try to remember to fix this should we return to Cleveland. But you can always check the stats and see there it's got his. He played for the Eastern League and then AA ball and then came up to Cleveland in '71. Okay. Siebert deals. Here's the 1-1 pitch to the other Frank Baker. And Baker promptly lines this one to left. This will go down for a base hit. So this Baker hitting like the dead ball Frank Baker. So Baker aboard as this ball gets down in front of Yastrzemski, and the tying run is aboard for Cleveland. And Vada Pinson, the leadoff hitter, will step to the plate now. Nothing for 3 in this game. Pinson, 2 for 8 overall. Siebert checks Baker at first. Here's the 0-1 delivery. And there goes the runner. They're going to go to second for 1, but the hard slide by Baker will break up the double play. So good play there by Sonny Siebert to get the lead runner, but that puts the speedy Vada Pinson aboard on the fielder's choice. And Chris Chambliss, he is 1 for 3 with a run batted in, including a home run. And it's so hard for me to think of Chambliss as a Cleveland Indian. He's one of those players, you get players that you associate with a specific team. I always think of Chambliss as a Yankee. Always, always, always. Yeah, Milwaukee belongs back in the American League. As Aaron Reed back in our 7th inning stretch. Let me hear you good and loud. Sonny Siebert deals. Here's the 0-1. And there goes Pinson. We said he's fast, and he is. There's no way they're going to get Pinson. So Pinson gets his first steal. Josephson comes up gunning, but Pinson with a great, great jump there Steals second effortlessly. All right, Siebert ready to deal. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Chambliss. Chambliss swings. High pop up on the infield that won't bring rain, but will bring the second out as Doug Griffin makes the catch here. So 2 down, Pinson in scoring position. And here's Nettles, who's 2 for 3. The 2-2 pitch. Nettles swings and a miss. Big strikeout. Nice fastball. So nothing on a hit for the Indians. They leave one in scoring position. We go to the 8th. It's the Boston Red Sox 4, the Cleveland Indians 3. Steve Mingori will come in. We can, let's see, it's an Italian name, Mingiori. So Steven Mingiori comes in, and he's making his first appearance of the season. Lefty will be facing Luis Aparicio, Doug Griffin, and Dwayne Josephson here. And you always thought of Chris Chambliss as a Brave. Fun. All right. Steve Mingori, looking at him. Overall, pretty good stuff. He has good movement. Mingori finishes warm-up pitches. Now the lefty deals. And Aparicio swings on this one. Sinker that's going to sink into the glove of Vada Pinson in center. So 1 out. And Doug Griffin will come to the plate now. Doug Griffin has batted in 2 here for the Red Sox in this game. Mingori delivers. Or Mingiori. Got to remember my Italian. Grounder back to the mound. Mingiori up with it. And over to Griffin. Because I've heard it pronounced both ways. Anglicized be Mingori. But Italian, it's Mingiori. So I'm going to go with Mingiori. I can't stand Italians and I'm half Italian, that anglicize their names. I can't stand it. Be proud of your heritage. There's nothing wrong with having a good Italian last name or what have you. Don't anglicize your name. All right. Dwayne Josephson, 0 for 3. Mingiori ready to deal. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Flied out his last time up, Josephson, and this one, fly ball toward the line and right, and Foster making the catch. So the Red Sox go in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Good tight ball game here. The Red Sox 4 and the Cleveland Indians 3. Bernard says, I'll be doing something different tonight. The Action PC narrator, he'll call the play-by-play, and you'll be doing the color commentary. Should be an interesting experiment. Absolutely. That should be fun to hear. Be listening more to your voice. I think that will be fun. Nice approach. All right, so again, tonight, guys, that is 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the 1912 Boston Red Sox. Great point. Saul of Tarsus anglicized his name, and look what happened. Well, you know what? If God knocks your ass out of off a horse and blinds you and you're wandering around for 20 years, yeah, friggin' Gentiles. Yeah, he anglicized his name, and look what happened. He got executed, right? Oh, well. Joe Murdy says, Vada Pinson, Greg Nettles, and Chris Chambliss is Indians. Who knew? He says, you're half Italian as well. My wife would say the better half, by the way. All right. See? Che bellissima, Giuseppe, huh? All right. All right, so Roy Foster leads it off here for the Tribe. And then Stanley and Udlander. Here we go. Sonny Siebert with the 2-1 pitch now. And this one, line to right, base hit. And Cleveland picking up its 9th hit as this one gets down in front of Joe LaHood. So Roy Foster aboard. And Fred Stanley now 1 for 3 with a run batted in. And Sparky Lyle comes in for the Boston Red Sox. So looking at Sparky Lyle's numbers here, making his first appearance in the young season. Last year for Boston, 1-7 with 20 saves and a 3.88 earned run average. Looks like Lyle had a much better year in 1969 when 8-3 with 17 saves. Pitched a lot more innings, so I'm not sure. Maybe a Red Sox fan can tell me why the drop-off for Sparky Lyle between 1969 and 1970. Oh, our Red Sox fan giving us, he's talking about, who was traded for Danny Cater? He says, for freaking Danny Cater. I love Red Sox fans. They will use that consonant F in different ways depending upon who the name is. Right? Mr. Bucky Dent. All right, Sparky Lyle now to deal. Here it comes. Stanley struck out his last time up. This one grounded down the line, and this is going to get in the corner for extra bases. Fred Stanley is going for 2, and no, he's going for 3. He's going for 3, and here's the throw, and throw is off the mark. And Fred Stanley, oh my God, we got to look at this. It looks like we had a run scored. All kinds of things going on here. Let's look at the regular replay first. All right, so Stanley lines this one down the line to left. Just watch the replay. So the throw is cut off, and they're okay, gotcha, man. And they're trying to get. And they were trying to get Fred Stanley, so Cleveland ties it up here 4-4. Ah, man. So, okay, so talking about Sparky Lyle, we traded for freaking Danny Cater. Cater was the player New York Yankees. The New York Yankees traded for Sparky Lyle. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so Harry Shaughnessy, no trouble pronouncing that good Irish name. Shaughnessy, nothing for 1. He will be pinch hitting here. And Boston infield playing in, trying to cut off Stanley at the plate. Nobody out. Sparky Lyle with the 0-1 delivery. Shaughnessy tries to hold up. This ball gets past. It's a wild pitch. And in to score is Fred Stanley. And now it's a 5-2 Cleveland lead as this one gets by Bob Montgomery catching. All right, here we go. Bases empty, and Sparky Lyle deals to Harry Shaughnessy, the 2-2. Shaughnessy, little dribbler to third. Should be no trouble for Petrocelli, and fires on to Scott for the first out of the inning, and that out too late. Cleveland getting 2, one of them courtesy of the wild pitch. Our Red Sox fan says Fred Chicken Stanley, one of Billy Martin's favorites, followed Billy around to different teams. He made Billy laugh. Well, I guess that's one way to stay up in the bigs. All right, here's Ray Fosse, 1 for 3. Sparky Lyle with a 3-2 pitch to Fosse. Fosse swings, high fly ball to center field. This one has some distance, but back on it and making the great catch is Reggie Smith, catching for out number 2. So Boston, when we go to the top of the 9th inning, has a bit of work to do, to say the least. So, but not out of this game, certainly. But this Indians team just fighting back. All right, here's the pitch to Eddie Leon, the 3-1 with 2 outs, and this one missing, ball 4. So to say Sparky Lyle is slightly erratic is an understatement. Leon at first, and here is Jim Norris to pinch hit for the Indians. He is 0 for 1. And you look at that picture there, Jim Norris. It looks like somebody you might have picked on when you were in high school. Don't know. Not that I'm condoning bullying. I am not. Sparky Lyle deals the 2-2 pitch. And this one, little dribbler to third. And there will not be a throw. This is a little busted bat there, it looks like. Petrocelli not making the throw. They credit Norris with the infield hit. Eddie Leon moves to second, 2 on. Fortunate probably for the Red Sox is that the faster runner is the trailing runner. But here's Vada Pinson now. Nothing for 4. Sparky Lyle looking to shut him down. Here's the 2-1. Pinson swings. Grounder to first, and taking it to the bag himself is George the Boomer Scott. But the Indians get 2 big runs and lead 5-4 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Chris Coletta will come in to pinch hit. He is 0 for 1. So making his second appearance in the season. Last year, playing in the minors, 2 home runs, 40 runs batted in. All right, here we go. And Camilo Pascual will come in now for Cleveland. Pascual making his first appearance. Looking at his numbers in 1970 with the Dodgers, just 14 innings pitched. Sorry, guys. 5 walks, 8 strikeouts, a 2.57 earned run average. That flu medicine is wonderful stuff. All right, Pascual to deal the 3-1 delivery now. And here is Coletta. Coletta, good eye up there. Takes ball 4. So the tying run aboard for the Red Sox. Big Clue says, if we don't get better than we were yesterday, then, well, we're the New York Mets. Oof. All right, here's Yastrzemski, and Carl Yastrzemski with a swing of the bat. Puts the Red Sox back on top. Yastrzemski in 1970 with 40 home runs, 102 runs batted in, and a 329 average, on base percentage of 452. So, I always think of Yastrzemski, and Red Sox fans, please correct me if I'm wrong. I always think of Yastrzemski in the way that I think of, you had that progression of Yankees, you know, from Ruth to Gehrig to DiMaggio to Mantle. I always think of Yastrzemski as the man who sort of inherited the Ted Williams mantle. Would that be correct? Would that be correct? I always think of Yaz as that player. You know, following the great Ted Williams, and Yastrzemski just doing amazing things for the Red Sox in the 60s and 70s. Of course, Ted Williams retiring in 1960. A long career for him, 1939 to 60. Lost some years to World War II and to Korea. Our Red Sox fans' favorite ball player, Ted Williams. All right, Chris Coletta has some speed or some stealing ability there at first. Camilo Pascual looks in, has the sign from Ray Foste, the set, and the 3-2, and they're pitching around Yastrzemski. This one missing inside for ball 4. So 2 aboard for the Red Sox, nobody out. Williams, Yaz, and Rice, not bad for a history of left field. Absolutely not. Williams to Yaz to Jim Rice even. I like Jim Rice. Every Red Sox game that I would catch, somehow Jim Rice, and everything I've read about Jim Rice, always seemed to be this clutch hitter. Again, I don't know as much about the minutiae of the Red Sox. I know a lot about their earlier history and stuff like that. But so I guess I wasn't off base there as far as Williams and Yaz. Good stuff. All right, Chris Coletta at second, Carl Yastrzemski at first, and here's George the Boomer Scott. Can Scott get it done? 16 home runs in 1970 for the Bo Sox with 63 runs batted in, a 296 average. Scott certainly has some pop in that bat. Pascual obviously is going to try for a double play. And here is the 1-0 delivery. And Scott, just a little chopper back to the mound, but he could beat this out for an infield single, and he does. Oh, now we have some trouble a-brewing. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes, and that wicked is Reggie Smith. Reggie Smith, 2 for 4 with a run batted in today, and the bases are sold out with Boston Red Sox here in the top of the 9th, trailing by 1, 5-4. Chris Coletta at third, Carl Yastrzemski at second, and George the Boomer Scott at first. So Pascual needs to make a big pitch here. Infield playing in a few paces. Here's the 0-2 to Smith. Oh, caught him looking. So a big strikeout for Camilo Pascual. And it brings up Rico Petrocelli now, 0 for 1. As Bernard says, don't forget Mike Greenwell. Big Clue feeling that Greenwell not quite carrying on the tradition. Kind of hard act to follow, especially The first two, right? Williams and Yastrzemski. Oof. And Jim Rice, certainly an excellent player. All right, Pasquale, that was probably the biggest strikeout of this game. Bases loaded. Pasquale with a 1-2 pitch to Petrocelli. Petrocelli swings. This one's going to at least tie the game. Fly ball, right field. And here comes the throw to the plate. It's a strong one, and they got him nailed to right. Coletta is out, and that does it. The Cleveland Indians hold on and edge the Boston Red Sox by a score of 5-4. Oh, my. Hell of a ball game. So the Boston Red Sox off to just an 0-2 start. So early in the season, the Indians 1-1. In the 5-4 Cleveland win over Boston, the impact of Craig Nettles was substantial. Nettles was 2 for 4 with a home run while scoring 2 runs. The loss has the Red Sox at 0-2. Fred Stanley aided the Cleveland cause, the run-scoring double in the bottom of the 8th. For the game, the shortstop was 2 for 4 with a double while adding 2 runs batted in and scoring once. Player of the game was Craig Nettles. And we'll go ahead and leave this one. Boom. And let's finish today, and then we'll do our second game. And this is going to be, actually, Pirates and Braves is going to be this one. So, unfortunately, not Pirates-Phillies. We'll look at that score, though, because I forgot I have the BNN thing turned on. So, Pirates and Braves, 1971. And we'll start that in a minute. All right, let's look at Major League scores. Let's go back one day. Boom. All right, we just saw that one. Let me see. The California Angels, 11-4 over the Kansas City Royals. Jim Fregosi and Andy Messersmith with home runs in that game. Messersmith gets the win. Drago gets the loss. Player of the game was McMullen. And the Pirates take a short 2-game series from the Philadelphia Phillies, taking this one 6-3. Steve Blass gets the win. Rick Weiss takes the loss. Blass, player of the game, home runs in that game. Briggs for Philadelphia, and the Gravedigger's son, Richie Hebner, picks up a round tripper. The Cubs over the Astros, 12-7. No home runs in that game, but a big scoring game there. Montreal, or the Minnesota Twins, fall to the Chicago White Sox 1-0 on a 2-hit shutout. So Hawley gets the win, and Romo gets the save. The Expos 4-1 over the Mets, and the Padres 6-3 over the Giants. All right. So let's go back and be the Pittsburgh Pirates now. And we're going to be visiting Atlanta. Should be a pretty good game. Seeing some great players here, just as we did in that first one. Oh, you're welcome, Al. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Bernard. I guess we'll probably be... says, let's go Pirates. All right. Thank you, Red Sox fans. Sorry, guys. That looked like that was going to be a... the Red Sox had them loaded, but oof. That outfield, that big strikeout, I think, was pivotal. But to strike him out, but then that fly out to right and nailing Chris Collette at the plate, that's painful. All right. So, Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Atlanta Braves. For the visiting Pittsburgh Pirates, leading off at second base, Dave Cash. Batting second at first base, Bob Robertson. Batting third in right field, Roberto Clemente. In the cleanup spot today in left field, Willie Stargell. Batting fifth and catching, Manny, baseball been very good to me, Sanguillen, who's said his secret to success was hit the ball hard. I believe that's attributed to Sanguillen. Batting sixth in center field, Al Oliver. Batting seventh at third base, Richie Hebner. Gina Alley at shortstop, batting eighth. And Robert Guerrera pitching and batting ninth for Guerrera. So we need to look into Guerrera a little bit here. What is the deal with this guy? Let's look at his real-life stats. So, interesting here. I know these Pirates pretty well. This guy did double A. What is going on with this? Very, very weird. Huh. Unless somebody got injured or something. I have no idea, but we're going to roll with it. What the hell? All right, for the Atlanta Braves, leading off in left field, Ralph Garr. Batting second in right field, Mike Lum. Batting third at first base, Hank Aaron, Hammerin' Hank. Batting cleanup catcher, Earl Williams. Batting fifth at third base, Darrell Evans. Felix Millan, playing second base, will bat in the number 6 slot. Sonny Jackson in center, bats seventh. In the 8th slot, Marty Perez, the shortstop, and George Stone will be pitching and batting ninth. And let's get to the ballpark. And there's that big 715, which, of course, this was modeled a little later. And by the way, speaking of which, thinking of ballparks, Silva M, Mike Silva, has been sort of lurking in the channel, and really, really appreciate that. He is the man who's done this fantastic all-in-one stadium mod for out-of-the-park baseball. So if you don't have it, get it. And he thinks it's actually cool that folks in the community are using his ballparks in action PC baseball. All right, Robbie Nye, new to our channel, says, "Let's go Braves." All right, Robbie. Robbie is a Braves fan. All right, Dave Cash will lead it off here. Cash off to a good start to the season, hitting .375 with a run batted in. He's 3 for 8. George Stone has the sign from Earl Williams as we do our little pan around here in Atlanta to start the game. Good crowd here. Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Here's the pitch. Dave Cash swings and promptly opens the festivities in the first pitch with a liner to right field. So base hit for the Bucko second baseman, and it brings up first baseman Bob Robertson. Robertson hitting .444 with a run batted in. These Pirates, known as the Lumber Company throughout the 1970s, would have epic clashes with the Cincinnati Reds. Pretty much all through the decade except for 1973. Cash, good speed at first. Stone deals to Robertson, the 1-2. Bob Robertson cuts right through this. So Stone pulling the string there on that changeup to get Robertson to chase. So one down. Cash remains at first, and here is the great one, Roberto Clemente. 2 for 8 for Bob, as he liked to be called. George Stone checks Cash at first. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And Clemente looks at a call. It's strike 3. Clemente did not like that call. Goes back to the bench. So nice little fastball there by George Stone. And Willie Stargell now. Stargell is 4 for 8, including a solo home run. Has that windmill warm-up with the bat in the box now. Is number 8. Stone with a 3-2 pitch. Stargell looks at ball 4 inside. So this one just off the corner. Stargell at first, Cash at second. Forward catcher Manny Sanguillen. Sanguillen is 6 for 8 in the young season with 2 runs batted in. 2 out. Stone delivers the 0-2. And Sanguillen looks at a called strike 3. So the Pirates get a hit, a walk. They strand 2. We go to the bottom of the first. The Pittsburgh Pirates nothing, and the Atlanta Braves come into bat. Yup. And the Big Red Machine handed our butts to us in 1975, and we got them back in 1979. So, but the Reds, of course, winning that World Series in 75, and we won ours in 79. But they were great, great clashes, and of course the Giants were in it too. But it was the Pirates and Reds just dominant each in their divisions through the 1970s. Again, as I said, except for the Pirates in 1973. The Phillies, of course, coming on strong in 1977. But the Bucks and Reds were just epic, legendary. Joe Murray said, recognize everyone for the Pirates with that pitcher. Yeah, I'd never heard of him before either. So we will see. We will see what Guerrera does here. Doesn't even have a picture. And in fact, I'm going to check something. Because I know these Pirates, and this guy doesn't look familiar to me at all. So I'm going to set all of these to me right now, and I'm going to look and see what's going on with this guy. This doesn't feel right. I know I did say I was going with it, but this guy, who the hell is this guy? Robert Guerrero. Let me see something. I'm good. You're going to hear sound cut out? Yep, NLCS was Pirates, Reds in 70 and 72 also. And the Reds taking both of those, of course. But, and tough teams. Oh, my God. The Reds falling to the Baltimore Orioles in the 1970 series and to the Oakland A's in the 72 Fall Classic. Damn right we earned it. I need to look up this guy in Baseball Reference because I have a weird suspicion this guy isn't a real player. Or at least somebody that never made it to the majors, but we'll see. Could be wrong, but God knows I've been wrong many times. So Guerrera. This guy doesn't even exist. No, I did turn off fictional players. Nope, there he is. So let me see. This guy never, ever made it to the majors. In fact, he was in the Waterbury Pirates in the Eastern League in Double-A. So I don't think that's happening. No. Of course, it's going to make me pitch to one batter, but we're going to try to bring in Bob Johnson. Yep, can't be replaced yet. So we'll return to the game. And then I've got to give this guy his outright release. Okay, leading it off here, I don't mind taking a chance, but this guy never made it to the major leagues. So, wow, weird stuff. Okay. Yeah, Reds got even in 1990. So we should have won. We oh my God. But that 1990 NLCS, I mean Bonilla and Bonds, especially Bonds, sucked in 1990. Wow. We should have beaten the Reds. We were in first place from like practically first week of the season and never looked back. We should have gone all the way in 1990. That was. I don't think the Reds beat us in 1990. We beat ourselves, and it just happened to be the Reds were the other club. Not taking anything away from Cincinnati, but we lost. We beat ourselves. All right. Guerrera deals. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Ralph Garr. And that's all we're going to see of Guerrera, who faces a batter and gets the 4-3 putout. All right, and let's go to substitutions and knock this guy out of here. And then we're releasing him at the end of the game. So Bob Johnson is in. Yes, I do want to replace him. All right, so Guerrera, I can't demote him yet. So I'll get rid of him after the game. All right. So anyhow, real starter Bob Johnson is in there now, and I can switch this back to CPU and CPU. Somebody drunk there in the Pirate front office. All right. Now, Bob Johnson in 1971 for the Bucks. Yep, there he is. All right. Johnson now to pitch to Mikey Lum. Lum off to a 2-for-6 start. Here's the 2-2. Lum swings and a little dribbler back to Johnson at the mound, and he fires on to Bob Robertson for out number 2. So Guerrera has made his last appearance in this game. Here is Hammer and Hank Aaron. No home runs yet. He's 3 for 7, 429. Just game 3 for these teams. Bob Johnson with the 2-2 to Hammer and Hank. And Aaron sends this one to center field. This one has distance toward the track. And making the catch is Al Oliver. What a great catch. Going back, almost tripped and stumbled over that one. So no runs, no hits, nor errors. We go to the top of the second. We are scoreless in Atlanta. Al Oliver will lead it off, and Richie Hebner and Gina Alley. George Stone has struck out 3, walked 1 in this game. Here's the pitch to Al Oliver. Oliver swings, comebacker to the mound, Stone up with it. Stone fires onto first to retire Al Oliver. Richie Hebner now. 5 runs batted in, including a solo shot. He's 3 for 7 on the season. Stone into his windup and the pitch. The lefty deals. Hebner looks at a strikeout. So what about this Stone fella here? George Stone. Let's have a look at him. So in 1970, for these Braves, he went 11-11. 207 and 1/3 innings worked, and walked 50 and struck out 131 with a 3.86 earned run average. And I remember I've seen his picture now. There's an dead ball player, George Stone, in an out of the park or an Action PC baseball. It had assigned this photo. So now I'm like, oh, I know who this guy is. All right, Gene Alley, 1 for 4, the light hitting shortstop. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Gene Alley swings, and at least it's not a strikeout, but this one is lined to second. Felix Mian right there. So the Bucks go in order. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and we are scoreless. And it's a rare thing on the my channel to actually see a Pirates game. I don't do a lot of them. Yeah. So Joe Murdy said, yeah, Bonds never did anything for us in the postseason. Yeah. Yeah, Bonds in the postseason. That just hurt. And of course, not really any better. 91-92. It was the other guys like Bream, Van Slyke, LaValliere carrying the burden for us. And anyhow, sad days indeed. All right, Earl Williams now. Williams is 3 for 8 with a run batted in, hitting .375. Bob Johnson deals the 2-1 pitch to Earl Williams. Williams swings, and this one a base hit up the middle, and that will be the first hit for the Atlanta Braves in this game coming in the second inning. So here's Darrell Evans. Darrell Evans was on my Howie Shanks team. That league is now over. I guess they're going to be starting setting up a World Series or playoffs or something in that. So, and I guess Steve Tate's going to be setting up and broadcasting it. So check out Steve Tate's channel for the Howie Shanks playoffs and subsequent World Series. Steve Tate, of course, and big clue to the commissioners of that league. All right, Darrell Evans, 3 for 7, a home run, 2 runs batted in, .429 in the young season. Earl Williams at first. Johnson brings it home, the 3-2 pitch, and Evans lines this one to center. Ranging in on it and making the grab is Al Oliver. Back to first goes Earl Williams, 1 away for Felix Mian. Mian has an RBI in this season, hitting just .125, 1 for 8 overall. Williams just a conservative leadoff first as Bob Johnson has the sign from Manny Sanguillen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Mian swings. This one fly ball to right field, and camping under it and making the easy catch is Clemente. So 2 away with a runner on, and Sonny Jackson will have a go now. Jackson 0 for 8 on the season. Johnson with the 1-2. And come back over the mound. Bob Johnson has it over to first to Bob Robertson to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A runner left on. We go to the top of the third, and we are scoreless in Atlanta. The Pirates and Braves at nothing. George Stone, you were thinking of the Browns left fielder. Exciting. Didn't know Steve told you the broadcasting thing. Yeah. Well, I had actually said I would set it up and do whatever, but Steve said he would, and he would broadcast, so it's all his, apparently. And I shall move on with McGreevy, too, and the other stuff that I kind of have planned. You know, I will draft a team in Shanks, but I really just wanted to broadcast. But, yep, Steve will be doing the playoffs and the World Series. He should get Big Clue on there for some color commentary. I think that'd be awesome. All right, Bob Johnson now. to face George Stone, who has whiffed 4 and walked 1. Here's the windup and the 2-1 pitch to Bob Johnson, and the Bucko pitcher sends this one to short right field, and not a problem for Mike Lum to bring that down, making the catch. Lum with some pretty good range out there in center field. Back at the top of the order now for the Corsairs at the confluence of the Three Rivers, and Dave Cash, who is 1 for 1. Stone deals to Cash. Cash swings and a wrapper to third, and gloved by Darrell Evans, and the throw across the diamond to Hank Aaron for the 5-3 put up. 2 up and 2 down now. The Bucks having a rough time with George Stone. Bob Robertson, nothing for 1. Here's the 0-2 to the Bucko first baseman. Swing and a miss, and that is number 5. Pittsburgh goes 1, 2, 3, and we go to the bottom of the third. George Stone out there looking a lot like Walter Johnson. We are scoreless, 1 hit apiece. Marty Perez due up, George Stone, and then Ralph Garr for the Atlanta Braves. So Marty Perez is 2 for 7 at 286 average thus far. Bob Johnson winds and fires to Perez. Perez cuts on this one. Fly ball right field. Clemente says can of corn, and indeed it is. So 1 up, 1 down. And here is George Stone, who's been mowing him down first plate appearance this season. Johnson winds and delivers to his mound opponent, and Stone sends this one to center field, and Al Oliver waits for it to come down and taps the glove and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the Braves as we head back to the top of the order. Ralph Garr, nothing for 1. Johnson into his windup, and the 3-1 pitch. And Garr chops this one out in front of the plate. Sanguillen up with it. Late throw, not in time. So Ralph Garr picks up an infield single, the second one for the Braves in this game, and Garr with some pretty good speed at first. Mike Lum now, nothing for 1 against the Bucks today. Here's the pitch, and there goes Ralph Garr. Sanguillen comes up gunning, and throw is just off the mark, and Ralph Garr picking up his first steal of the season. So the Braves now with the runner in scoring position. Mike Lum steps back in there. 3-2 count. Lum swings, and this one a high fly ball to left field, ranging to his left, and camping under it is Willie Stargell. So the Braves leave 1 in scoring position. We head to the top of the 4th, and we are still scoreless here in Atlanta. 2 hits for the Braves, 1 for the Bucks. Cousin Ken Castro says, none of my business, of course, but I stopped watching Shanks a while ago, found the play underwhelming. The members, however, top-notch as usual. It was fun. I think more of us had fun drafting the teams and actually playing the season. And there's some talk about this and this next one, as we're drafting both by year and by team, to actually not play the season out as a full season like we did with this one, but actually sim the season. So if we do that, we'll let you guys know. Again, I'm not going to be taking as an active part in it in the Shanks League. I think it was fun, but and I'm happy with my Mudville team. Finished 5 games over 500, and at least gave it a good, tough fight as best as we could. Joe Murdy says he took about 300 players from Action's Negro League, top 20, and added them into the history collection. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. There was a lot of offense in that Shanks League. Definitely a lot of offense in that one. It's a neat draft idea. I still say that it's something you guys should try. It was a really fun draft idea. Just adding on to, because it was Todd B's original idea, Big Clue refining it, and now adding the further refinement of a team. So you get 1962, you can get the Mets, you can get the Reds, and you've got to pick whichever, and you've got to pick from that team and from that year. No limit on Hall of Famers this time because this is the team level. So I don't think we'll be playing it out as a season, but that's really up to Steve and Big Clue and MV for that matter. All right, George Stone to face Roberto Clemente now, who's nothing for one. Clemente struck out his last time up. Here's the 2-2 pitch to the Bucco right fielder. Clemente swings, ground ball short, and Perez takes the 2-hopper, fires onto Hank Aaron, and they get Clemente by a step and a half. So one away for Willie Stargell now. Stargell walked his last time up, and swinging on this first pitch, long fly ball to center field, but it's going to go nowhere but into the glove of Sonny Jackson. So out number 2, and here's Manny Sanguillen, nothing for one. George Stone absolutely dominant here in the first third of this game. The 1-1 pitch now to Sanguillen, who struck out last time up. And Sanguillen, little weak grounder to short, taken on one hop by Marty Perez, and that is it. So the Bucks go down in order, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. And we have no score here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium as Hammer and Hank Aaron steps in, nothing for one. Bob Johnson to deal to the great slugger, the 2-1. Aaron swings. This one flared to right field. This one's going to stay up there until it pops into the glove of Clemente to make the catch. Let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard here. Just really quickly, Detroit and Baltimore tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Chicago, the Cubs, and the Astros tied at 1 in the 5th. Yankees over the Senators 1-0 in the 4th, and other games coming up later. Earl Williams in the box now. Williams 1 for 1. Atlanta with 2 hits. The Pittsburgh Pirates with 1. Earl Williams cutting on this first pitch. Line to right and into the glove of Clemente. So 2 up, 2 down here for Darrell Evans, who's nothing for 1. Bob Johnson looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Darrell Evans, who lined out his last time up, grounded to first, taken to Bob Robertson, unassisted, and Atlanta does indeed go in order. We go to the 5th. We have a pitcher's duel here. Score 0-0. MV is priceless. MV is amazing. So, Big Clue says he's working on a potential 19th century project right now. Big Clue, have to talk to you about that, because I learned Action PC Baseball, if you play in an era, again, or a year, a season, that had a different, like, you know, the ball strike rules, whatever, and things like that. If you played in pitch-by-pitch mode, it will adopt the rules of that season. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm trying to think of something to do with the 19th century, but you may already be ahead, as you probably are. All right, Al Oliver, Richie Hebner, and Gene Alley due up for the Bucks. George Stone with 5 strikeouts in this game. Oliver swings on this one, just a routine grounder to Felix Millan. 4-3 putout as he fires on to Hank Aaron, out number 1. Richie Hebner with some pop in his bat is going to try to solve George Stone. George Stone winds in, fires. Hebner cuts in this first pitch, and this one hit with some authority to center, but stretching out and making a fantastic catch is Jackson. What a catch out there in center. Let's have a look at that one again. That one should have gotten down, but what a play in center field. So Sonny Jackson turning on the Jets and laying it out there for the Braves. So 2 away now, and Gene Alley, who is nothing for 1. Stone's 0-2 delivery to Gene Alley, and Alley sends the sinking liner to right, and no love there as Mike Lump pulls it in. 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 6th. Tight ball game here. Doesn't get any tighter than 0-0, sports fans. As Felix Millan steps in, he's got an 0 for 1 in this game. Johnson has the sign from Sanguillen. Here's the 1-1 to Felix Millan. Millan swings. Oh, hard ground ball to second, and Dave Cash unable to come up with this ball. And they're going to score that in an infield hit, so that's hit number 3 for the Braves. And that's the go-ahead run. So anytime somebody reaches at this point, Thinking of playing 1880 to 1920, but using the best available team for each franchise within a given moving 5-year window. Get more of every franchise's best team given an era that way. Nice. Pretty cool. Oh, I know. The manly virtues. He's in London this week, so I guess he's not here to catch any action. But somehow I suspect that the great MV is lurking somewhere out there. All right, Mian at first, and Sonny Jackson is the 0 for 1, and the pitch, and there goes Mian. The throw by Sanguillen, the tag, not in time. Felix Mian picks up a steal, and the Braves now with a runner in scoring position. Bottom of the 5th, no score here, nobody out. Sonny Jackson back in the box in the 2-2. Jackson swings and misses. Bob Johnson picking up his first punch out of the game. So 1 away for Marty Perez, who's 0 for 1. Johnson peers over his right shoulder, checks Mian, who has some speed at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Perez swings, and this one out to right center, running in hard, and to his right, making the catch is Clemente. And Perez, with his speed, is not going to run on the howitzer attached to the right side of Roberto Clemente. So 2 away for pitcher George Stone. Bob Johnson, full count on Stoney, and George Stone goes down swinging. So the Bucks leave one in scoring position, and the saga continues. We go to the top of the 6th, scoreless here in Atlanta. And it'll be Bob Johnson, Dave Cash, and Bob Robertson due up. Jackson out there trying to give Al Oliver a run for his money, shall I say. Says Joe Marty. Absolutely right. Yeah, Big Close says, ladies of Whitechapel, look out this week. MV is in the London. How about it? MV the Ripper? Doesn't quite have the same sort of cachet, does it? Alright, George Stone deals now to Bob Johnson, who's 0 for 1. Johnson showing bunt, trying to start it off here, now 0-2. Danny Merton making an interesting decision there, and strike 3. So Bob Johnson makes contact. This one goes foul, and thanks to Wee Willie Keeler, that's a strikeout. So back at the top of the order now for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Dave Cash in there now. Cash is 1 for 2. So the only hit off of George Stone has been by the Bucco second baseman. So 2 shutouts going in this game. Stone delivers the 1-0 to Dave Cash. Cash swings, and this one line to right. And over toward the line just a bit is Mike Lum, and he has it out number 2. Bob Robertson now. George Stone delivers the through one to the Bucco first baseman. Robertson lays off, ball 4. So that is the second free pass issued by George Stone, and the Buccos with the runner aboard for Roberto Clemente. Clemente digs in from the right-hand side. Williams with the sign and sets the target. George Stone with the 2-1 delivery to Clemente. Clemente swings, a little flare to left, and this will get down for the Buccos' second hit. Bob Robertson thought about third. Throw gets into the cutoff man, and Robertson really wasn't going anywhere. Just a little bluff as Ralph Garr, shallow on that ball, would have had Robertson out by 3 parsecs. So the Buccos with 2 ducks in the pond, 2 out for Willie Stargell. Swinging the bat, and would be the equivalent of busting this game wide open. Stargell 0 for 1 though. Stargell, one of the 2 walks issued by George Stone to accompany those 6 strikeouts. Here is the 1-2 pitch to Stargell. Stargell, cut and a miss. Strike 3, inning over. 7th strikeout by George Stone. The Pirates leave 2, and we go to the bottom of the 6th, and we still have no score. Only 5 hits in this game, 2 by the Bucks, 3 by the Atlanta Braves. All right, Ralph Garr, 1 for 2. We're back at the top of the Atlanta order. It'll be Ralph Garr, Mike Lum, and Hank Aaron. Bob Johnson with 2 punch-outs in this game with the 1-0 delivery now to Ralph Garr. And Garr come back, or no, this one dribbles past the mound, and picking it up but not making a throw is Gene Alley. So that one just a little scratched out infield hit by Ralph Garr. And a runner aboard in Atlanta now with its 4th hit of the game. Bob Johnson with the 4-hitter. And George Stone with a 2-hitter. Garr with serious speed. So Sanguillen needs to be ready to come up gunning as Mike Lum steps in, sporting an 0 for 2 today. Johnson checks Garr at first. Here's the 1-0. Runner does not go. And this one lined deep to center field. Back in a little bit is Al Oliver. And he will make the catch for out number 1. Getting back to first is Ralph Garr. And here's another guy that can break it open with a swing of the bat. Of course, we're talking about Hank Aaron. Nothing for 2. Johnson ready to bring it home. The 1-0. And Aaron sends this to right field. Raging back on it is Clemente getting this liner. So 2 up, 2 down. And that will bring up Earl Williams. Atlanta catcher 1 for 2 today. Johnson checks the speedy Garr at first. Here's the 0-1. And there goes the runner, Sanguillen up, and this is not going to be in time. So Ralph Garr picks up the steal, and a runner in scoring position now. The count 1-1 on Earl Williams. Williams swings, and this one a re-grounder to third. Hebner up with it across the diamond, and the Braves threaten, but they do not score. They leave one in scoring position. We go to the 7th. And it is zip, zip. Run, you tiny digital bastard, run, says Big Clue. Good stuff. All right. As Manny Sanguillen will lead it off here for the Bucks, followed by Al Oliver and the Gravedigger's son, Richie Hebner. George Stone through 6 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Here is the pitch. Sanguillen swinging on the first pitch. Liner to center field. This will get down. Base hit. Sanguillen making the wide turn at first. So that's the 3rd Pirate hit in this game. And Al Oliver now. Oliver nothing for 2. Oliver's numbers in 1970. 12 home runs, 83 runs batted in, a .270 average for the Bucko center fielder. Deep outfield for these Pirates. Gene Klein's working off the bench. Don't know if we'll see Klein's today or not. Usually you see him as a pinch runner, late game defensive substitution. George Stone brings it. Oliver swings, and this one lined right to short. And Marty Perez gloves it for out number 1. Sanguillen getting back to first. Thought that one was through. Richie Hebner, nothing for 2. Stone with the 2-2 to Hebner. Hebner, swing and a miss. I'm telling you that Walter Johnson, well, actually, since he's a lefty, it's Rube Waddell or Sandy Koufax, whoever you wanted to be, a great lefty strikeout pitcher, has taken possession of George Stone, and he has struck out 8. Gene Alley, the late hitting shortstop, batting with 2 down, and Sanguillen at first. Here's the pitch. Gene Alley swings, and this one's sent out to center field, going back. This one's going to go all the way to the wall, and Gene Alley may have himself an RBI. Indeed, he will. Gene Alley with the RBI triple, and the Buccos take the lead. It is 1-0. Manny Sanguillen will score, and Gene Alley, the big hero here thus far. So finally, in the 7th inning, somebody crosses the plate. So 2 down. And Bob Johnson to bat. Let's see what Danny Murtaugh decides to do here with Johnson. George Stone out of the stretch. Bob Johnson swings and grounder to short. And that will be Mion to Aaron and that, or Perez to Aaron, and that will do it. But a run for the Bucks on 2 hits, no errors, a runner left in scoring position, and we go to the 7th inning stretch. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates 1, the Atlanta Braves nothing. Yeah, how about it, Big Clue, right? Welcome back to game action. As soon as I say something, right? Light hitting shortstop back in the Indians Red Sox game, and I say this about Gene Alley and that big triple. All right. Still a ways to go in this ball game, and a pretty good Atlanta Braves lineup here. Darrell Evans nothing for 2. Bob Johnson, 2 strikeouts to his credit thus far. The 0-1 delivery to Evans. Evans swings, hard ground ball, gobbled up by Bob Robertson at first. He'll take that one, 3 unassisted. Evans is out number 1. Felix Mian, 1 for 2. Brave second baseman steps to the plate. Mian in 1970 with 2 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Batted .310 on the year. Bob Johnson with a 1-1. Mian swings. This one was out of the strike zone. Sinking liner to right. And this will get down in front of Clemente for a base hit. So, good discipline up there by Mian, hanging back on that pitch and poking it out there in right. So Mian aboard with some speed, and here comes Sonny Jackson tying run on for the Atlanta Braves here in the bottom of the 7th. Sonny Jackson nothing for 2. Johnson checks Mian at first. Here is the 1-2 delivery. Jackson swings, and this one a liner to left, and this is going to get up the alley for extra bases and perhaps tie this game. Jackson could have himself an RBI. Here comes the throw, and they will stop Mian at third. So 2 in scoring position for the Atlanta Braves, and a pinch hitter, the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda, strides to the plate. He is 1 for 1 on this young season. Looking at Cepeda's numbers last year, 1970, Cepeda with 34 home runs, 111 runs batted in, a .305 average. So first base open, will Bob Johnson walk Cepeda to get to the pitcher spot? 1 away here, and the tying run just 90 feet away, and a fierce hitter at the dish for the Atlanta Braves. No, we're in 1971, Aaron. So, yeah, wrong Perez. This is Marty Perez. All right. Bob Johnson works from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. They're not going to intentionally walk him. Cepeda swings. This will tie the game. Fly ball, center field, and down in the glove of Al Oliver. And Al Oliver will hit the cutoff man, and the Braves tied up. So the Pirates' lead was short-lived. They went ahead 1-0 at the top of the 7th, and the Braves answer with 1 of their own here in the home half. So 2 down, Sonny Jackson in scoring position for the Braves. And here is Tommy Aaron. May his memory be eternal. Brother of Hank Aaron, making his first plate appearance this season. Tommy in 1970 in limited action, 63 at-bats, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in, a .206 average. Jackson in scoring position, leads off second. Bob Johnson's 0-2 delivery to Tommy Aaron, and weak ground ball to first. Bob Robertson will take that one unassisted, and that retires the side. But Atlanta ties it up here in the bottom of the 7th. It is 1-1 as we go to the 8th. And Cecil Upshaw will take the hill. And a couple other substitutions we have at shortstop. It's going to be Clete Boyer for the Braves. So Cecil Upshaw has worked 2 innings in this young season, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Looking at Upshaw's numbers, so decided, I guess, for whatever reason, don't know, not in 1970. So we'll look at his 1969 numbers. He was 6-4 with 27 saves. He walked 29, struck out 57, a 2.91 earned run average for the Atlanta Braves in 1969. for Cecil Upshaw. Vic Davalio in the leadoff spot, so Dave Cash's day is done. Davalio will pinch hit. 0 for 1. Davalio. Davalio playing for the Cardinals in 1970 in 111 games. A home run, 33 runs batted in, a .311 batting average for Davalio. Good contact hitter. Cecil Upshaw's finished his warm-up pitches, and the 2-2 coming home now to Vic Davalio. The lefty swings, and this one sent to center field. It's got some distance, but not enough. So Sonny Jackson making a nice grab as he's moving back on that ball. Davalio gives it a ride, but 1 out. All right, Bob Robertson, nothing for 2. Buccos need to start slinging the lumber here. Game tied, but the Bucks down 6-4 in the hits column. Upshaw deals. Robertson walked his last time up, and this time, this one sent deep, deep, deep to left and gone. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. Bob Robertson in the top of the 8th inning goes yard, 389 feet, and the Bucks back in the lead. It's 2-1. What a ball game we have here today. So if this doubleheader ends up great, we're going to have 2 good ones today to end my broadcasting day, at least vocally. Let's look at that one again. Exit velocity in this 105 miles an hour, and boom, there it goes. And there we go. Landing right by MV, who we thought was in London, but actually made the trip from West Virginia down to Fulton County in Georgia to catch this game. All right, 2-1, 1 out. Roberto Clemente up. Buccos lead. Clemente 1 for 3. Upshaw deals the 2-2 with the bases empty. Clemente swing and a miss. And this one will get back to Williams, and Williams gets the ball and throws him out. So that's a strikeout and a 2-3 put out. So 2 away. Willie Stargell, nothing for 2. Upshaw deals the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Stargell struck out as the last time in a crucial situation. Weak grounder to second, and easily taken care of. Me on to Aaron. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left, and the Bucks jump back in the lead. It's 2-1. Except in the UK, they do the tomahawk chop the left side. All right, guys, talking about warming up pitchers in the pen. Again, Joe, if that's something that you want on an Action PC, it defaults to, I think it defaults to off. So you just have to change that up. I know having it on adds a bit of, what do I do? Is this pitcher ready? Is this pitcher ready? But I'll double check that for you, though, Joe, and let you know in a future broadcast. I think that's defaulted to the warm-up. You don't have to warm up a pitcher in Action PC. All right, Ralph Garr now leads it off. Here we're back at the top of the order for the Atlanta Braves, so it would be Ralph Garr, Mike Lum, and Hank Aaron. Buccos nursing a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Bob Johnson with 2 strikeouts through 6 2/3 innings, and again, that 2/3 is because there was an unknown Double-A pitcher that started this game who will be given his release outright at the end of this broadcast. All right, here we go. Bob Johnson winds, and the 2-0 pitch to Ralph Garr, and this one lined and taken on a short hop by Bob Robertson, and Garr is out number 1. So good play there by Robertson at first, getting the speedy Garr tearing down the line. Mike Lum now nothing for 3 against, and Dave Justy will come in now. So Bob Johnson's day is done. Dave Justy will come in. He's worked an inning, 1 earned run, and a walk. Let's look at Justy's numbers. And for the 1970 Pirates, 26 saves, a 9-3 record, 39 walks, and 85 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.05 or 3.06. All right, Justy ready to deal to Mike Lum. Justy, good movement. Good control. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Lum. Justy brings it. Lum sends this liner to left, and this will get down for a base hit in front of Willie Stargell. That's hit number 7 for the Atlanta Braves, and that sets the table for Hank Aaron, who is nothing for 3. And that was against Bob Johnson. He will try to solve Dave Justy here, the 0-1 delivery. And Hank Aaron swings comebacker to the mound. Justy will go to second for 1. They will not turn 2, however. So Hank Aaron aboard for the fielder's choice, and it brings up Earl Williams now. Earl Williams, a hit in 3 tries. 2 down, 2-1 Bucko lead in the bottom of the 8th. Dave Justy with the 1-1 delivery to Williams. And this one, fly ball to medium deep center and down into the glove of Al Oliver. So Atlanta strands the tying run on first, and we go to the top of the 9th, and it's 2-1 Pittsburgh. So the Bucks looking to go to 3-0 in the season as Manny Sanguin leads it off here. Cecil Upshaw in 1 inning has struck out 1 and gave up a home run. So Sanguin 1 for 3. And here is the wind in the 0-1 to Manny Sanguin, and the Bucko catcher, little bouncer to short, and Sanguin with good speed gets down the line, picking up the infield single. That's hit number 6 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And here is Al Oliver now, nothing for 3. Sanguin could steal some bases. So Atlanta battery watching him as Cecil Upshaw glances over his right shoulder. Sanguin into his lead. Williams with the sign. Upshaw with the delivery. Oh, throws over. And they caught him. Caught stealing. So let's look at that in there. He dove back. Yep. Sanguin dives back, but not in time. So a little base running gaff there by the Buccos. Sanguin leaning too far off, and they got him. All right, Al Oliver batting with the bases empty, 1 down. That could have hurt. That almost takes the bat out of, or that did take the bat out of Al Oliver's hands. The 1-0 delivery. Oliver swings. Fly ball right field toward the line, and camping under it is Mike Lum. So 2 away here in the Bucko 9th, and it's down to Richie Hebner to try to pad this 1-0 lead, and Hebner is nothing for 3. Upshaw with the 1-0. Hebner cuts on this one. Liner to shallow center, running in quickly on this ball, and making the catch is Sonny Jackson, side retired. And the Braves face the minimum, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. The Pirates 2 and the Atlanta Braves 1. Darrell Evans, Felix Mian, and Sonny Jackson due up for the Braves. Darrell Evans nothing for 3. Dave Justy looking to close it down here and pick up the save. Here's the pitch, the 1-2. Darrell Evans swings, popped on the infield, and coming in for it, covering a lot of ground, is Bill Mazeroski. So Maz making the catch, and Maz in there now after Dave Cash was lifted. Vic Davalillo pinch hitting. And no other defensive substitutions for the Pittsburgh Pirates as Jim Brazil comes in. He is 1 for 1 on the season. So pinch hitter here. Sonny Jackson waits on deck. The 1-0 pitch to Brazil. And he swings. This one, high fly ball left field. Willie Stargell camps under it. Can of corn. 2 up, 2 down. The Bucks looking for their 3rd win of the season. And it would be their 3rd straight. So Sonny Jackson now trying to keep hope alive for these Atlanta Braves. Justy into the windup, and the 1-0 delivery to Jackson, who swings, sinking liner to center field, and making the catch is Al Oliver. And the Pittsburgh Pirates take this one from the Atlanta Braves. A hard-fought game, 2-1. All right, let's do our little game recap and then finish the day and then give that pitcher his release. Fans saw a dandy of a game between the Pirates and the Braves. The Braves got a sterling performance from pitcher George Stone. Indeed, they did. But the Pirates still prevailed 2-1. Stone threw 7 innings of 4-hit ball, and this win puts the Bucks at 3-0. Pittsburgh used a clutch hit from Bob Robertson to get the win. The first baseman drilled a solo shot in the top of the 8th inning to put the Pirates ahead 2-1. It was his only hit in 3 at-bats, but it was a game changer. So, player of the game, though, George Stone, certainly deserves it. Whiffed 8, and only 1 earned run. Walked only 2. Bob Johnson gets the win, and Dave Justy picks up the save, his first. So let's leave this game, and we will finish today, and we will look at scores, and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, Pirates, says our Red Sox fan. I never ask Beatles, no jelly donuts, or you get the axe. Oh my goodness. Our Red Sox fan. I wish action showed exit velocity. I wouldn't be surprised, Joe, if that's something that they add. All right, let's look at the scores from day previous. So April 9th. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. All right. So from the top down here, so the Houston Astros take care of the Chicago Cubs 4-2. Bellingham gets the win. Pizarro gets the loss. Joe Pepitone with a home run. 2 home runs in that game, actually. So that might be one to go back and look at the highlight reel, which you can do in this game. Already saw the Pirates-Braves. The Dodgers over the Padres, 8-0. So 6-hitter there. Singer gets the win. Acosta takes the loss. Jim Lefevre picks up a home run in that game. The Baltimore Orioles 2-1 over the Detroit Tigers. And that's Watt over Sherman. Jim Palmer, player of the game. Kansas City Royals and Oakland A's. And the Royals edged the A's 8-6. Home runs in that game. Hopkins and Taylor for Kansas City. And Joe Rudy for the Oakland Athletics. And finally, the New York Yankees and the Washington Senators. The Yankees dispatched the Senators 5-1. So Gene Michael, Roy White, home runs for the Yanks, and Toby Harrah for the Washington Senators. Okay, got to go to the Pirates player list and get rid of this George Herrera guy. Is that what his name was? Whatever. Dude, you're going back to Double-A. As soon as I find him. I don't know if that was some weird anomaly in this game or what. So, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So he's on the active roster. Okay, so this guy just... What was that line? And there he is. Yeah, how'd he get in there? You are done, man. You are done. You are done. You are deleted. And we're going to put Bob Johnson in that number 3 slot. There we go. No, we can't. He's already there. Who am I going to put in? Ah, come on, go back. Blass, Ellis, Johnson. Oh, Bob Moose. All right, so we're just going to go with a 4-man here. That's what happened. All right, Ellis, Blass, Johnson, and then we just put Bob Moose back in there, wherever the hell he went. There you are. Finished. We'll save that game. All right, good. Well, this was fun doing some baseball today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, Robert Guerrero. He is now deleted. He's gone. Yeah, so Aaron and Joe, you guys really should hang out. Thank you, our Red Sox fan, for hanging out. Really, really, really appreciate it. Yeah, Joe Murdy and Aaron Reed, come on. Hey, Aaron, I wanted to ask you a question that was that's been on my mind. If you wouldn't mind hanging out for a minute, it's concerning PC Replay Baseball. and this has been something that's been mystifying me, and just want to get clear. I think it helps us all to kind of understand, if you don't mind. You had said at one point that PC Replay Baseball was not accessible for sightless. I was wondering, could you help us sort of explain in chat? Doesn't mind how long it would take, whatever. What you're meaning by that? Is it that the software that you use is unable to read what's going on the screen, or I'm not quite sure. And so you know, I know you've never been shy about talking about it or anything, and I think it would be really helpful for PC Replay. In fact, Nathaniel Lentz is going to be reaching out to them about the issue. I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind giving us a little insight. All right, let's, while Aaron is, and if he's still here, that is, let us look at the standings here for 1971. So the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles tied for first, each at 2-0. That's in the American League East. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics at 3-1 with a half-game lead over the California Angels. In the National League East, the Bucks with a half-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. They are 3-0. And in the National League West, it's the Houston Astros, a full game in front of the San Francisco Giants. The Astros off to a 4-1 start. Aaron Reed says what I meant by that was it's impossible to navigate. The speech program I use doesn't even tell me what I'm doing, and it doesn't tell me what I'm looking at. So that's pretty significant, because you were able to, I mean, I was working with you with both Action PC and Baseball for Windows, which is from 1994, and Baseball for Windows was basically telling you what you were looking at. You were able to navigate. So that is really, really strange. PC Replay Baseball, come on, get your act together. I mean, okay, Action PC, I get it, but if a 1994 program is readable, I don't know what's in your code or whatever, but come on, make your game accessible. There's lots of folks out there that want to play these games, and you know, certainly if you were, you know, if you can't hear, that's one thing. You can still play anything out there, but when you're sightless, that's a whole different ball game. So come on, guys, make it accessible. Make it accessible. So thanks, Aaron. I was really, really, really curious about that. Let me just make a quick look here, because I'm waiting for some things here, and be right back with you guys here. I'm just here. Hey, Super Mega Baseball is on sale. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. So, how much do they want for Super Mega Baseball on PC? Because I was going to pick it up on the PS5. $34.99. I might. I don't know. Alright, no, nothing terribly exciting going on there. So Super Mega Baseball right now is on sale in the Steam sale, guys. Aaron Reed continues. He says, I'm doing more with Action PC and APA than ever before. I'm just trying to tell APA to do certain things, like made a World Series 4 games to win instead of playing the whole thing. So, and again, I'm not trying to accuse or anything PC Replay Baseball, but again, there's got to be some sort of proprietary API or something, is all I can think of, because that's a Windows program. And you know, if this little guy here, this little guy here that hopefully will pop up on your screen here in a second. Oh, I guess not. Anyhow, if Action or if APA can do it, and I know screen went blank there for a second, guys. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. Oh, hell, I don't know. Anyhow, there it is. There it is. It popped up. It'll come back in a minute. Don't fear the Reaper. Don't fear the Reaper. There we go. So this is APA baseball, and everything in here. This is even this crazy screen and all this stuff. Right? Aaron's able to navigate through all this, and again, I was with him on a few Discord sessions, not only with this game but Action PC Baseball. And I was actually the reason we did the Action PC thing first was because I was really afraid, because of the modular nature of this one, that this might have been given him more fits. But so that's why we went with Action PC first, and it was working. And I said, let's do it. Let's do baseball for Windows. Got it for him, and he's doing it up. So, and again, this is updated to version 5.75, but still, that makes it up to date with your game. So PC Replay Baseball, come on. Please help out your customers. And I mean, you've got a baseball fanatic here, Aaron Reed. Although, Aaron, I will say this about that game. It's expensive. The seasons are really expensive. So I guess that's it. We could chat baseball for a few minutes. You've had 2 hours of me calling a game, so I think that's probably enough. So PC Replay Baseball. Good luck, Aaron. I do not play that game, so you're going to have to hook up with somebody that does. I'm just not going to pay the prices for those seasons. Like, that's not happening. That is just not happening. APA Statmaster. I do not have one done. I could do one. I could definitely do one. Oh, you said need to get with it. Yes, they do, Aaron. They really do. Out of the Park. I don't know if Out of the Park is accessible or not. I mean, it's really graphic. But if I had PC Replay Baseball, I'd bring it up. I don't think it's any more graphically. Because it's basically, I don't know, unless what's throwing it off I know that you have that sort of ballpark image with that kind of, it's a neat effect that it has. Maybe there's something about if everything on there is graphic, but I wouldn't, because at least the play-by-play, you'd think you'd be able to read it. I mean, watching Bernard play it and watching our Red Sox fan play it, I can't imagine what would keep it or what's flummoxing the software you're using. Okay, Out of the Park. Joe says he can't do anything with it at all. Okay. So Out of the Park is another one. Well, Out of the Park, you need to get your together then too. Okay, so this is just for Statmaster for APA. Okay. Definitely, Bernard. I will mess around with Statmaster, and then I'll definitely get something up there for you. I'd be certainly glad to, just so you guys can see what he's talking about. I'll let this come up here. And again, having some weird... Ah, there we go, it's coming up. Theoretically. Yep. Alright, so this is Statmaster, and let me see. I'll just use this. Kind of give you guys an idea of what Statmaster is. So, just a real quick one, Bernard. So we can set up standard reports for the league. So this is once you have this installed. Last time someone promised me the time of my life, says Big Clear Well. Ken Castro was on talking about, oh, man. Aaron says he's going to gladly show him how APA works. Nice. Yeah, it's so much fun. All right, so this is a league that I've tweaked up a bit. This is the original, or this is 30 or 32 franchises. I forget. I think it's 32. Difference with this one is the Brooklyn Dodgers have their own all-time great team. The LA Dodgers have their own. Same for the New York Giants, San Francisco Giants, St. Louis Browns, Baltimore Orioles. You get it. Okay, so we could do a summary, and this isn't that far in the season, so don't get too excited yet. We could just set up this just a team versus team display, and there we go. It's that easy to work with. So we can see how everybody's done against everybody thus far. And I've only played a few games on this, and it's kind of weird because I was thinking about doing a baseball for Windows game. So we can see here that the Giants are 0-1. The New York Giants are 0-1 against the Atlanta Braves, for instance. Let's get back out of this. Reports. We can go down to division level, team level. You can also, let's see, let's go for, we could do custom leaderboards. And we're going to do this. Alright, so what do we want to do? There's right here, Bernard, if you're still here, and if not, I'll redo a video just for this. You can see here double streaks, at bats, awarded first on interference. So again, there's huge depth to this program too, just like the other ones we've talked about. Games played, games started, how many grand slams, hit by pitches, hitless streaks. Hitting streaks, home run streaks, home runs, isolated power. Don't know. Are we still even using that old stat anymore? I don't know. Plate appearances, and then that's just for. This is just for batting, just for batting. Okay. Now I can go up here and change this to base running, and pitching, and you can see there in that window, hopefully, that everything is changing up, and deep reports for StatMaster. I can do this just by starting pitching, just reports for relievers. I can do straight up fielding. I can do batting, and I can do this. Well, let me see here. How do we want to do this? For fielding, I can just break it down. This is fielding by everybody. Or I just want to see how first basemen are doing. I can just select first baseman, left field, right field, generic outfield, include the top 30. Do I want to do the most, the fewest? I could do teams. I could do team, so like team batting, what have you. And let's do a display. And again, we can see up here the 50 teams, and we just did at bats is all I did. So Chicago Cubs, Colorado Rockies down at the bottom. You can leave this window up, and let's go to team. I don't think there's been any grand slams. Let's just do home runs, and again we can display teams by home runs. And right now the Atlanta Braves are leading the league with 4 home runs in this, followed by the Indians and Reds. They're the top 3. And again, this works for anything that you've started playing. So if you play Action PC, this is equivalent to the encyclopedia, except easier to set up. So for baseball for Windows, everything is modular. So I've been working with this particular league. I'm going to close these 2 windows, and when I close this, and I'm going to leave that alone. And if I bring up Advanced Draft is going to just go to the league that's been open, and there it is. So there's Advanced Draft. So if you just remember that you can only ever have one season sort of active at a time, and APA Baseball, you're fine. But StatMaster is really that easy. But I'll do a short dedicated video on it for you. Be glad to do it for you, Bernard. More people to play baseball for Windows, the better. Retirement is wonderful for this hobby. Yeah, well, I'm a long way from that, so, but take your word for it. Working on a book, who knows, maybe get this edited and get it sent off to Amazon. Who knows? Got to aim high, right? Yeah, Bernard, if that didn't help, let me know. I'll do a dedicated quick video on it for you, and you'll be good to go. So, there you go, baseball fans. And I think we'll go ahead and start shutting down the gates of the ballpark. Ken, do you have a Hey, there is Legends Sports Universe. Welcome in, Legends. Great game last night. Started to be a great game last night. And it was what an ending. So one team goes on, one team goes home. Those of you who haven't seen it, I do not want to spoil it. We're getting into postseason time now. Didn't mean to set me off. About what? No, man, that just keeps me writing and illustrating this book. So, yep, he stole the base and got a strawberry for his efforts, his big clue. So you guys, you're missing out a lot if you're not checking out Legend Sports Universe and what he's doing. We like him, so we give him a pass doing the lesser sports. But there's going to be a lot of baseball coming up on the channel. So your next game of the day, the Cubs at Reds, Clark Griffith versus Dolph Luke. Who won the first game between Hooks Doss and Jack Cheesebro? Did you tell us in the chat? Didn't see that one, Cousin Ken. Yeah, let me know, Joe. If you have baseball for Windows, I'll get that file to you. Oh, you're welcome as always, Legends. Legends. I'd love to hear you do a live broadcast sometime, man. I mean, I like your premieres, but I think it'd be really fun to have you, I don't know if you can, if that's something you're not really into doing, but doing a live broadcast with a kind of interactive chat, maybe people asking you questions, or just a good baseball, or just general sports chat. Very knowledgeable. Baseball guy, and of course with the other lesser stuff as well. The Yankees scored 2 in the 7th to break a 2-2 tie. Final 4-2. Cheesebro gets the win over the Detroit Tigers and Hooks Doss. Thank you, cousin. Legend says, especially over the summer with your boys home from college, finding time to do a live broadcast is hard. Well, then we'll look for the fall. We'll look for you to do one in the autumn. I think it would be a blast. I've never caught one of your live broadcasts, but I think it'd be great to just kind of have the chat, have an old chinwag with you. So welcome in, man, and thank you for your support. Send him to summer school, Big Clue says, because we got baseball to play. I think there's a send them to summer school. Sure. In fact, are they undergraduates? Go get those summer credits, man. They're easier. Get those summer credits, and that way you can kind of just take your senior year and just take a bunch of electives or something. I don't know. Big Clue knows his priorities, right? We got baseball to play. No better summer school for kids than some cards and dice baseball. So Big Clue, in addition to being baseball's next commissioner, is also going to be the next Secretary of Education. Big Clue says none of his kids are sports fans. Oh my God. Oh, those jerks. Yeah. Well, so the kids I helped raise, stepkids, but none of them are either, so it is what it is. Oh, so you have one doing a summer semester. He's going to be going to Uganda in the spring. Wow. As someone with a particular grudge against John Dewey, you're more right than you know. John Dewey was a jerk, dude. You kidding me? Not a big fan of Dewey. Give me Frank McCourt and Howard Gardner. Those are the guys that had it right. So. John Dewey. Yeah. Okay, guys. I don't know if anybody has anything coming up. Let me look and see here on the U of Tube. I mean, it's summer. There should be baseball all the time. Nope. Doesn't look like anybody right now. Oh yeah, Christopher Slovak here, you guys. Now you're gonna. Let me see. So right now, for those of you who are into college F-ball, he's doing a 1960 replay, the Elite Eight. This is Penn State at Brigham Young University and Mississippi State at North Carolina. So I'm going to go ahead and go so you guys can watch some college F-ball over at Christopher Slovak's channel. So there, that made the decision. So thank you to Big Clue, Legend Sports Universe, and to the heart and soul of this channel, Cousin Ken Castro, the heretic of the channel, of course, Big Clue. Joe Murdy, thanks, buddy, for coming in. Bernard, thank you for coming in. Looking forward to some dead ball tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern, the 1912 Boston Red Sox and Bernard Strom Sports Replays. Check it out, guys. Aaron Reed, thanks, buddy, for hanging out. Our Red Sox fan hung out with us for the doubleheader, which was really nice of him. So thanks, man. Appreciate it. And just going back and making sure I haven't missed anybody, which I usually I do anyhow. It's not meant to. Mark Roberts. Mark Roberts is putting up a video. Has a channel. Subscribe. Mark Roberts doing all-time great Tigers and Red Sox. That should be up on his channel. Midlife Crisis was in here early for a little while, so that does it. Again, for those of you that like college F-ball, Christopher Slovak is live right now. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, and hopefully see you tonight at Bernard's stream for the 1912 Boston Red Sox, where the narrator is doing the play-by-play, and Bernard is going to be doing live color commentary. As Big Clue says, you vagrants, hit the like button on your way out. Thanks, guys, and see you around the batting cage. And again, tonight, RGO Network earlier, about 8 or 8:30, and then Bernard Strom at 10 o'clock. Lots of baseball coming your way this evening from these guys, and I might do something like really late. Baseball for Windows or will be the show. We'll see. All right. See ya.